Do you ever feel trapped by circumstances, as though life is happening to you rather than through you? What if I told you that the power to change your reality is already within you? This isn't just wishful thinking, it's a truth that, when understood and applied, can set you free in ways you might never have imagined. True freedom is not about breaking external chains, it's about dissolving the internal ones. Let's begin with a simple yet powerful idea: the way you perceive yourself determines the life you experience. Your concept of yourself, your inner dialogue, and the assumptions you carry shape every aspect of your reality. You are not bound by your past, your upbringing, or even your current circumstances. You are bound only by the limitations of your imagination. Pause for a moment and reflect on this. The world you experience is nothing more than a mirror reflecting your inner state. If you see lack, limitation, or struggle in your life, it's because, on some level, these ideas are alive within you. This isn't about blaming yourself, it's about realizing the incredible opportunity you have to change the script. Start by asking yourself a simple question: who am I being? What thoughts am I entertaining? What beliefs about myself do I hold as true? Your answers to these questions reveal the blueprint from which your life is constructed. The secret principle to gaining true freedom lies in the conscious act of assuming the feeling of your wish being fulfilled. This is more than daydreaming or hoping, it's about embodying the reality of your desire as though it's already yours. Close your eyes and imagine for a moment what it feels like to live in freedom, whether that's financial freedom, emotional freedom, or freedom in your relationships. Can you feel the relief, the joy, the peace? That feeling is the key. Freedom begins when you claim it within yourself. You don't wait for the outside world to change, you change your inner world first. Let me explain how this works. The moment you decide to assume a new state of being, the universe responds. This isn't magic or coincidence, it's the natural law of creation. What you persistently feel and believe within must express itself without. But here's the catch: most people abandon this practice too soon. They allow doubt, fear, or the evidence of their senses to pull them back into old patterns. The key to unlocking true freedom is persistence. You must remain faithful to the feeling of your desired state, even when everything around you seems unchanged. This is the ultimate test of faith. Consider this: you wouldn't plant a seed and then dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You'd water it, nurture it, and trust that in due time, it will sprout. The same applies to your inner assumptions. Hold them with care and patience, and watch as they blossom into reality. True freedom also requires a shift in how you perceive obstacles. Most of us see challenges as barriers, but they're really opportunities to deepen our faith in the creative power within. When faced with difficulty, remind yourself that the same power that brought you this far will carry you through. Challenges are not the enemy, they're stepping stones. True freedom lies not in controlling everything around you but in mastering the one thing you can control: your own mind. Think about it: how often do we let external circumstances dictate how we feel? We allow events, other people's opinions, or temporary setbacks to define our sense of worth or happiness. But here's the truth: nothing outside of you can truly hold power over you unless you allow it. Freedom begins when you decide to stop reacting and start creating. Instead of letting life push you around, step into the driver's seat. This starts with becoming aware of your habitual thoughts. Are they empowering or limiting? Are they aligned with the freedom you seek, or are they rooted in fear and doubt? Awareness is the first step to change. Once you recognize the patterns that no longer serve you, you have the power to replace them with thoughts that align with your desired state. But freedom is not just about mental discipline. It's also about allowing yourself to feel deeply and authentically. Many of us have been conditioned to suppress our emotions or label them as good or bad. True freedom comes when you allow yourself to feel fully without judgment. This doesn't mean wallowing in negative emotions, it means acknowledging them, understanding their source, and then letting them pass. When you make peace with your inner world, you unlock a level of freedom that no external force can shake. One overlooked aspect of freedom is learning to let go of the need for validation. How often do we shape our actions or decisions based on what others might think? This habit keeps us trapped in a cycle of approval seeking, which is the opposite of freedom. The moment you realize that your worth is inherent and doesn't depend on anyone else's opinion, you set yourself free. Stop asking for permission to be yourself. You don't need it. Another key to freedom is simplicity. We often overcomplicate life, filling our days with unnecessary distractions, obligations, or possessions. But true freedom thrives in simplicity. What truly matters to you? What brings you joy, peace, and fulfillment? Focus on those things, and let go of the rest. Freedom isn't about doing everything, it's about doing the right things for you. Now, let's address a common misconception: freedom doesn't mean life will always be easy or without challenges. In fact, the very pursuit of freedom often brings moments of discomfort. But these moments are not setbacks, they are opportunities. They're the universe's way of asking, are you willing to stay true to your vision, even when it's inconvenient? Say yes, and you'll find that every challenge contains the seeds of greater liberation. Freedom also requires a willingness to trust. Trust in yourself, in the process, and in the unseen forces working in your favor. Trust doesn't mean having all the answers or knowing exactly how things will unfold. It means knowing that as long as you stay aligned with your inner truth, the path will reveal itself. Trust is not passive, it's active faith in motion. The final aspect of freedom I'll share with you today is gratitude. Gratitude is the great multiplier. It turns what you have into enough and opens the door to more. When you focus on what's right in your life instead of what's wrong, you shift your energy in a profound way. Gratitude aligns you with abundance, joy, and yes, freedom. It's a daily practice that costs nothing but gives everything. Now, let's talk about the role of imagination. Imagination is not just a tool for artists and dreamers, it's your direct connection to infinite possibilities. When you close your eyes and picture your ideal life, you're not merely fantasizing, you're creating. Your imagination is the workshop where your freedom is designed. Start small if you must. Choose one area of your life where you desire change. Perhaps it's your health, your career, or your relationships. Spend a few moments each day imagining the end result. Don't concern yourself with how it will happen, your job is to dwell in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Let the means unfold naturally. This isn't about forcing yourself to think positive thoughts all day long. It's about consistently returning to the feeling of freedom, no matter what distractions arise. Freedom is not a one-time achievement, it's a state of being you cultivate moment by moment. Let me share another profound truth: forgiveness is one of the greatest acts of freedom. Holding on to resentment or anger binds you to the very thing you wish to be free from. When you forgive, you release not only the other person but yourself. Forgiveness is not about condoning wrong behavior, it's about reclaiming your power and cutting the cords that tie you to the past. As you think of this principle, you'll notice something remarkable: your outer world begins to shift. People, opportunities, and circumstances align in ways you couldn't have planned. This isn't luck, it's the natural outworking of a change in your inner state. Let me leave you with this: freedom is your birthright. It's not something you have to earn or deserve, it's already yours. The only thing standing between you and the life you desire is the story you're telling yourself about who you are and what's possible. Change the story, and you change your life. So, what will you choose today? Will you continue to live in the shadows of doubt and limitation, or will you step boldly into the light of freedom? The choice is yours. Begin now.